All right, welcome to the weekly analysis. Last month, the last 4 weeks of the month, 12/3. Let's go.
All right, Kim, can you share the screen, please, ma'am? Thank you very much. All right, guys. So here is the summary of everything that happened last week. I had to update my chart because I had messed up on one of them and said that it didn't do what it needed to do. But anyway,
You
so
actually messed up
AU,
on 2 of them. I think it was 2 of them.
it was 2, and I corrected both of them, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So AUD USD, it did its projected. The pair traced deep into the body of the OB of a bullish candle. It almost hit the 78. It tapped into a bearish order block from September 12th and began to retrace. It was a possible 204 pips on this. I think y'all went over a lot of these in the first call. CAD Chef did as projected. Pair retraced into the wick of the OB, close to the 50% of the fib, possible 141 pips. Now, mind you, when I do these, again, I don't do it the up and down. This is just for one entry. So if you put in 2 or 3 entries, you can, make a killing on all of them. CAD JPY, it did as projected. The pair had a doji as a part of this OB. It almost tapped into the wick of the order block. It also didn't make it to the golden zone of the fib, but it was a possible 458 pips on this one.
You said 458?
Yep, 458 pips on CAD JPY. It's insane. Your AUD, this is the first one that I originally said that it didn't do as projected. There was Euro news this week. And as Todd tell us, if we get in at the beginning of the week and we buy it up, if it's a bearish order block, we buy it up until it starts to sell in this particular case. But the order block closed above the MA. So if we would have got in for the buy, we just would have continued to buy and it bought all week. So we would have, I think I left out the number of pips on this one. Sorry. But I know this one gave away a lot of pips. But I can't remember.
It was over 500 pips.
It was over 500 pips. Thank you, Todd. So this is one of the ones that I misspoke on because the moving averages are important for us to look at too, as we make these weekly trades. EU did its projected. There was news for Euro this week as well. The pair sold down deep into the order block, almost to the 78, possible 263 pips. GN, this was the second one that Todd corrected me on because of where the moving averages were. It did tap into the 4-hour Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern candle. It was a bullish OB. It bought up for 71 pips, not candles. And then it began to sell for the rest of the week. It had a bullish order block last week, but the MAs were above price. So once again, depending on how you managed your trade, and I didn't make this big enough, but we should have for buys on this because of the moving averages. US 30, I can't really speak on US 30. It bought and sold for the week. It ended the week as a sale, depending on how you trade. It was 1,088 pips or points. I can't remember on mine if it's pips or points, but that was the trades for this week. Kim, can you go to the next slide, please? Next is the bullish and bearish order blocks for this week. We just discussed J, but all the JUY pairs should give us a lot of pips. And I think if I'm not mistaken, there will be a lot of easy money strategies, but AUD, EA, Euro Chef, EJ, GJ, GN, one of my faves, NZD, JPY, US CAD, and I don't know, is that gold or silver? I get them mixed up, but these are the order blocks for this. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But that's gold.
Say nada. Huh? Thank you, gold.
All righty. Those are a lot of order blocks.
May I please ask a question?
Sure.
For the Selena lady, I was wondering when you were showing us the ones that's coming up this week, how do I put it? The thing that you just showed us that's for the different currencies that's coming up this week.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a way for you to tell us your reasonings behind why you believe each one would be that way, or no?
Okay, so basically
difficult?
basically the thought process behind that is that we're looking for the weekly chart like Todd has up now. So in theory, I go to each of the pairs and look for weekly order blocks, and whether that order block is a bullish order block or a bearish order block, that's what I place in the chart. I started a couple of weeks ago and I didn't do that this week. Looking deeper into the chart to see, okay, like we just talked about with GJ, is that a retracement? Is it really going to sell that week? So I will add more details to them, but simply the basic concept of that screenshot is I look at each pair, and if it's a weekly bearish order block or bullish order block, that's how I come up with the chart.
And I think
Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much. And
So-
also, Selena, you were looking at it because earlier we in the class you guys were talking about how you go from different time frames. Were you looking at it from also from the week, then going back to the 4 hour into the 15-minute, the same as that we were doing in the class, or no?
So that chart is strictly based off of weekly order
Right.
blocks. So as Todd teaches us, we start at the weekly time frame, and then we go down to the 4 hour to look for our entries. And then, as you heard, as you get better and better, then you can use once you get good enough to be comfortable to go past the 4 hour and go down to the 15-minute, you can live on the 15-minute chart. But we always do a top-down analysis. So we start at the monthly and see what the pair is doing, and then we move down to different time frames because it makes us a better trader to understand which way the market is going.
Understood. I understand.
Did that help?
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
So that chart that I place every week in Discord is going to be strictly based off of what we see on the weekly time frame. For example, what Ty has up right now, AUD for the weekly had a bearish order block. And so that's why I, in that chart, you'll see AUD, it has a weekly bearish order block. And so that's where I get the guidance to put in the charts.
It makes sense now. Thank you.
You sure? Okay. All right.
Positive. Thank you.
No problem. No problem at all. Sorry, Todd.
Okay, appreciate that. Woo! We're gonna start with AJ, guys. All right, let's talk about AJ. Whew. AJ should give us a lot of money. If we look at this chart, I think most of us can identify this as some classic head and shoulder movement. I don't know how ridiculous this move is going to be. But I anticipate us being able to trade this at least down to this blue line. That's the next level that I had. But AJ really showed out this week, giving us hundreds of pips. 263 pip move. So what I want to do is go ahead and fib this candle. All right, now I think it's important to know. Okay, there it is. There are the wicks. that this fib is just a rough estimate, guys. You don't have to cut your positions off just because it hits your zone. When the price hits your zone, you want to drop down to those lower time frames to start seeing if you're getting rejection. So I think in a scenario like this, we can pretty much probably expect price to come up to this wick, you know, so probably to the top of our zone. If we do get this move, this is going to be about 120, 130 pips to the front of our zone and 163 pips to the top of our zone. Plenty of opportunity to make whatever percentage it is that you're chasing. In the event that it keeps going, you can just ride it. You know, maybe it'll go tap into this order block before price falls. But we do anticipate.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Is it just me, or can we not hear him?
No, we lost him.
Okay.
Oh, it'll come back. It'll come back, guys.
Mm.
Can you hear me now?
That
Yes.
was your
Yes.
very bad
Yeah,
connection.
y'all should know by now. But what we want to do here, we want to get long. To the zone, and then we want to get short after that. This is one of my weekly favorites. So this would be a trade that I'm taking. AJ, I'm trading it up, but I'm trading it back. You guys are welcome to get these trades. There are several of those British pair, GBP pairs that have traveled 400 pips, 500 pips this week. Easy money strategy will be in effect on those various pairs. Okay, we pretty much talked about EA. EA gave out a lot of pips this past week. I think EA is still at a point of indecision. I think EA is going to come down to the zone. If we get long, we'll probably at least come up here to these highs. I don't like the pip count on the sell down. Now, you know, we could potentially sell further than the zone. We sell to the 78.6. It's about 150 pips. I do like that pip count. And if we sell to the 78.6, then you got about 325 pips to the top of that structure area. So in this case, I do like for EA to keep pushing up. The only problem is there's a monthly order block, you know, basically at the top of that structure. I think eventually that we're going to break through this order block. I think that's the only reason why they created this, or we're creating an order block now, is to get through this order block. I just don't know that if it's going to be a solid move through it, or if it's going to play around. The price is going to play around for the entire month and then in January breakthrough. So if you're in these trades, it might be an opportunity to trade it both ways, the same way that we kind of talked about on the call. If you drop down to those lower time frames, and I like the daily, I've traded it for so long, but if you look at this daily, and you put your line across here, the price may in fact range until we break through. And let me see if I can draw through here. So the range might kind of look like this. So you might get the little Wyckoff playing out. You got to get these ranges before we break and go higher. So you got a rally, you got a base, which is kind of going to look like Wyckoff, and then you'll get the push higher to break through this monthly order block right here. Just what I expect to happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that is what's going to happen, but it's what I'm expecting, based on the formation and stuff that's happening now. So if you're going to take EA to trade it, and it's kind of the reason why I kind of went over what I went over today, is you're going to need to understand how to trade it back and forth.
Yeah.
What's that? You're going to need to understand how to trade it back and forth, like the pinball machine that it can turn into. You have any questions over there? Okay.
I have a question, sorry.
What's the question?
For the one that you just showed us, the EUD one.
EA?
So when are we, like, when you were drawing that, I don't know what that was, but when are we anticipating the move? Are we talking, are we already starting to talk about Sunday, tomorrow?
Okay. This is important. So do you know what an order block is? I don't want to insult your intelligence.
Yeah, you already told me to go and look at it.
Who told you?
Did.
Oh, I did. So this is the order block, right? So what we expect Sunday.
What kind of order block is it?
Do you understand? This is a bullish order block.
The bullish order block.
Right. So we think that price is going to go up. It's a bullish order block. It's above these moving averages. I anticipate that price will go up. But on Sunday, I think price is going to go down first, into the price to go tap into the order block first. And then at some point it will buy from there. You understand that? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So what I was saying is, price is going to come down first and tap into the order block. But because of where we are on the chart, then we might get ricochet action. It might start doing this before it eventually goes up. So Sunday it might go down, Monday it might go up, Tuesday it might come down, Wednesday it might go up, Thursday it might come down, Friday it might go way up. You understand? So it's kind of the same thing that happened last week in this one green candle. If you open this one green candle, you're going to have 5 candles in there, and some are going to be red, some are going to be green, because the price is just going back and forth. So that's kind of what I was trying to explain, to watch out for if you trade EA. If you look at these, price has been in the relative same spot for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. For 7 weeks, we've been in this same range. So I expect that it might keep going this week. maybe we'll go a little bit higher. Maybe we'll go way up here. Last week we went way up here, but we ended up back down here. So if you're going to be a person that trades this particular pair, I think we have to understand that if you get in the trade right here, you have to watch it because it might reverse as soon as it might go up a little bit and then reverse on you. Or if you get into a trade that's down here, you know, it's in these wicks. Don't try to sell it from here because it's probably going to go up. Everybody understand that?
Yeah. I have one question. Then in regards to the, like, for instance, the news, because I watched that video of the 10 steps and stuff. And one of the 10 steps you mentioned that we have to understand the news, right?
Right.
Now that we are talking about the AUD, there will be news of AUD on Monday.
Right.
So I'm not sure, like, if I am gonna say this properly, but are we, like, quote unquote assuming with that news it will determine whether it will go full on bullish and buy or something?
So I think when it comes to news, a news is going to happen, but you have to kind of you either anticipate what's going to happen during the news, or you're comfortable that the news is not going to knock your trade totally off course. Does that make sense? Probably not.
No, I understand what you're saying.
So this news is just the guy talking, right? So unless he says something crazy like Donald Trump.
No,
It's-
it's not the right.
That's the wrong one,
Oh,
Todd.
Sunday. Oh, okay. I'm on the wrong week.
Is it the 5th?
December
Yeah.
3rd. Their rate is going to come out. This is going to be Sunday night, right? Like, if you ever want to know for these news, you want to click on this folder here, and it's going to tell you basically what the news means, right? If the actual is greater than the forecast, the currency is going to go up or whatever, right? So the weekly candle is already set up for the currency to drop, right? Does that make sense to you?
Can you repeat that?
The weekly chart is set up for this currency to fall, to devalue. It's going to drop. It's going to go down. The weekly candle tells you that this currency is going to sell off.
Okay.
What this news is telling you is the currency right now is at a 2.85% interest rate. They're only going to raise their interest rate by 0.25%. Right?
Uh-huh.
If they raise their interest rate by 0.50%, then price is going to go higher. But if they just raise it by 0.25%, it's still going to drop.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? But what
Yeah,
I'm telling you is, here's the more important piece. If you take a trade on Sunday and make your money Sunday, you don't even have to worry about that news on Monday. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, this is the importance, and I can't stress this enough, guys. Last week was NFP. It's the hardest week to make money because there's so much news. Most of you guys made money last week, and that is huge. Like, you might not even realize how big that is. When I first started trading, people would just, I'm not trading NFP. They would stop trading. You know, they wouldn't even trade that week. Some of them wouldn't trade from Wednesday to Friday. Some of them wouldn't trade if they see a red folder that day for their currency. So you got to understand the power of what you're doing already. You've made money. Whoever made money last week and made money during NFP week, that's very difficult to do. This is not NFP week, but there is a silver lining. There's a gold coin actually in understanding the power of making your money on Sunday. You know, I still look at videos today on YouTube where I see successful traders saying that they don't trade Sundays. I don't trade on Sunday. And I just think to myself, like, man, how successful could I be if I didn't trade on Sunday? Or how successful could they be if they just incorporated some of the things that we do? Sunday, quite often I make 10%. So there's power in trading and picking the pair that's going to give you your 10% on Sunday. So please, if you need additional help, get with me and we'll do a one-on-one, and we'll get, you know, all the help, or we'll get you the understanding that you need or you want. Okay. Yeah, NFP was Friday, Suda. But that whole week is generally a harder week to make your money because the market doesn't, some of the pairs won't even move prior to NFP, you know, in the same way that they would move normally. So there's a lot of kudos to be handed out if you can successfully navigate NFP week, in my opinion. Okay, but back to TradingView. Did I answer your question, Suda?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Euro Chef. Euro Chef is our monthly winner, y'all. Euro Chef was a buy on the monthly 2 months ago. It tapped into the order block this month. I think we're going to get a push up into these moving averages. You guys took that monthly challenge, you're trading, you bought Euro Chef. Did y'all buy it? Go ahead and write L on your forehead with lipstick if you didn't. So where we are this week, we got a bullish order block at our moving average, which is powerful, right? I expect another pullback, and then, you know, we might get a lightning round. We might get a pretty decent size push, but even if we don't, you know, the drill is the same. Fib the candle, fib the weekly candle. Mark up your zone. Let me delete all these other markings. Okay, our zone is marked up. Okay, like with every other pair, we anticipated buying this week. So when the market opens, we expect to sell it down into our zone. I don't know how many pips this is. Not very many, into the zone. And then we expect for it to turn and push up. It might push down a little bit further, which is cool. Just understand that mark your 78.6 if you're going to trade this. I'm not trading this, so I didn't mark the 78.6, but it's going to push down into the zone and it's going to buy up. I mean, I have this in a buy and a demo, so you know, as a monthly buy, what I could do is just add another position. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a buy this week. So if you're trading Euro Chef, there's your T. Okay, EJ, GJ, NJ, they're all bearish. GN is bearish. UCAD is bullish, which is kind of a surprise. The dollar is not bullish, but UCAD is bullish if you're trading that. Gold is bullish. We're gonna look at let's look at UCAD real fast. Is anybody trading the USD pairs?
Nope.
Okay, so
We're staying with the JPYs.
okay, but if you are trading the USD pair, this is bullish, right? And I say that, you know, with a little degree of sarcasm, because where is the moving average?
Above.
Okay, so if you jump in here thinking this is going to buy, you
You
might
might
get.
get your feelings hurt.
So
Yep.
if I were you, you know, and I don't know what type of experience we all have as traders, but you know, to me, it's easier. This is the type of move that we just kind of talked about, but it's always easier for me to look at this as a push down and a pullback or another push down. The moving averages are kind of going to keep us, you know, keep us grounded, right? We all know that the dollar's not getting stronger at this point right now. You know, the indices are going up and the dollar's going down. So you can't really come into the week expecting this to go up, right? Sell it first. Then if it turns, then you can buy it up. But I personally don't like this pair to trade, you know. I think there are too many opportunities in those JPYs. And I also think that there are so many opportunities like with the rest of those G pair that bought, you know, crazy last week, like GU is going to be retracing. So I think there are opportunities at other places that give you an easier go of it than a pair like this. I'm going to go ahead and mark it because Selena put it down, but you know, if you're going to take that trade, don't be the person that takes it in the wrong direction, expecting it to go higher when every other dollar pair is telling you that it's going lower. Okay, I bring this UJ up because UJ went almost 500 pips last week. Well, it actually did if you include the wicks. So hey, Kenya said she saw a liquidity grab. With this,
that because this is a weekly chart, so there's a lot of
I'm definitely with you. You know, I'm not fooled into thinking that it's going to go higher, but some people would probably think because it's a bullish order block that it's going higher. But yeah, I would definitely not buy that.
yeah, but you pointing out the fact that it's below the moving averages, I think that's really significant. And
yeah, me too. I just try to give people multiple ways to look at it. You know, even when you look at this daily, you're looking at higher highs and lower lows, right? All this was a pullback. So you get another bearish order block. It looks like price tapped into that order block and we could get a taper effect and it could taper off. This is another example of somebody who could drop down to that 15-minute time frame and just trade this off. If that's your cup of tea, you know, if that's where you think you're more savvy, you can jump down to those time frames and just trade that down. Now it might go up a little bit at the first of the week, and that's fine too. But when the move happens, it's going to push down. I'm going to go back to UJ. And I only bring up UJ. It's not that it's the order block, but it traveled 500 pips. It went down 500 pips. So this is an easy money strategy candidate where you can buy it up when the market opens. It also sold right into this order block. Maybe it'll be a strong buy up to the golden zone. You know, 50% of 500 pips is 250 all day, every day. We're not guaranteed to get the 50% mark, but you don't need 200 pips to make your percentage. You just need a 100 pip move, guys.
So Todd, I have a question on this one. You expected to buy back up to the golden zone. So when the market opens on Sunday, that first hour, you want to see it shoot down and then retrace up for our entry. And then no, I said that wrong. You want to see it, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me.
I really wanted that first hour candle. I wanted to go up. Then I wanted to retrace down to let me in. And then I'm going to buy it up.
So you want the initial move to be the direction that we're trying to trade it to the golden zone?
Yes, I do. And I think we're
So
going to,
Todd,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say on this one, on the easy money strategy, I know I missed a lot of opportunities on this. So speaking on what Kenya is saying about, okay, what are we waiting for? What are we looking for to get in on this trade for that easy money strategy? So like you're saying, hopefully we get a bullish order block and it taps back in and take us back up, or will we just drop down to the 15-minute? And once we see that first bullish order block, we jump in and let it ride.
So we've talked a great deal today, I guess in the last couple of weeks, about this 15-minute time frame, right? So here's what I want to point out to everybody right now. The hard work has been done for you. Price came down, made a low, came back up, broke structure for you. It broke this structure. It came back down and made a higher low. Structure is king when it comes to trading. What you want to see, you want to see price come up. Maybe it breaks this high. It doesn't necessarily have to break this high. It already broke. It's eventually going to break that high. But even if it just breaks this high and gives you a higher low or equal low, you can get in. Does that make sense? I just don't want this low to be broken. Price can come up and break this high or this high. I don't know what it's going to do the first hour of trading, but my assumption is that first hour is going to break this high, maybe even this high, and it's going to pull back and let me in the trade at that point. So what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to take that first candle that the market makes. I want to be able to put my fib on that candle. Now I want to be able to plot my 78.6. Then when the market comes back, I want to hop in for the buy. That's how it normally works. Every now and then, it's a little different and you might not get that full 78% retracement, but you have to understand what you're already seeing on the chart. The chart is not lying to you. The chart pushed down. It broke this high right here, which tells you its intentions of going higher. It pulls back. What are the odds that from here to here to here is a 78% retracement? What are the odds?
Highly likely.
Pretty darn good. So if you threw a fib on that, you would probably say that this is your OTE. Really close. So the chart doesn't lie. I mean, it's not lying to you. And if you look at the candle's not lying either. If you go to that weekly candle, it's already retracing, right? This is why Sean tries to sneak and get in the trade on Friday.
You
Because
know, I mean, think about it. I mean, when you see those big movers like that, I mean, if y'all remote workers, you know, y'all should be looking to jump in them bitches on Friday. I mean, I miss most of them because I'm at work, and this guy doesn't tell me, hey, enter this, you know. But
hey, 'cause I don't look at that. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that that doesn't work. I mean, it's probably a great strategy or whatever, but it's outside of the realm of what I do. So I don't look for that. I mean, I think there is some benefit in it, you know, but for the most part, if you have a live account, most people aren't able to hold over the weekend anyway.
Right.
But anywho, does everybody understand this on this easy money strategy?
How many pips is that?
Well, going up is 200, 307 if it goes to the top side of your zone, and it's 200 and something if it just touches your zone. 227 if it just touches the zone. Plenty of pips here. I briefly talked about GU. GU 400 and some pips. It's going to 200 and some pips. Go ahead.
For the sell?
But GU?
Just wondering.
Well, of course, GU is a opposite. Any easy money strategy is going the opposite.
UJ, how many pips for the sell that you've just marked up? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
This is 970 pips. You're not going to get, I don't anticipate us getting 970 pips next week. But this is the next low once we break this low. So it will probably stop, you know, maybe at the bottom of this weekly candle.
Yeah, those wicks, they'll probably stop at those wicks.
Yeah, maybe.
And pull back.
This wick actually goes through this low, but I mean, you can appreciate once you start dropping down.
Like an order block.
Yeah, maybe you'll see that a daily order block or a 4-hour order block in one of these wicks over here.
Order block.
But UJ is not really a weekly trade, so I don't really. I only care about trading that for the easy money strategy. Let's talk about gold. Girl, what's up? If you want gold, I need y'all too short
You
fans.
are special. People don't even know who Too Short is.
You know who he is, Kim? Or Selena?
Of course I do. I'm from the South.
We know who he is.
I'm too young for.
I told Selena plenty of times. I hit
You want
Shut up,
gold?
Todd.
Girl, what's next? Is that what you told her?
Yeah.
Okay, on to the gold chart. Let's go. Me too, Felicia. Me too.
Oh wow, man.
Oh my God, that was most so hilarious.
All right.
Rank. Go get your bank. Oh, let me quit, man.
Yes, double T, please stop.
All right. So I think gold is going to give us a pullback. There's a couple of things to like about gold, you know. It stopped at this order block. We'll get a little drop on gold, you know. I mean, this is 2,700, 2,500 pips to the golden zone. If it goes to the 78.6, 4,300 points or pips. It's a lot of room, man. I mean, you know, and when it pushes up, I think we can go to the, if it gives us the golden zone, we can definitely get the negative 27 extension. But I think the overall target is going to be at this order block at the negative 61.
I think so too.
I don't generally trade gold, but this week, if it holds to form, like after it hits there, and then I might try to get me a little gold buy just so I can see how it works. Let me see, because I know Monk, sometimes Monk gets stuck on silver. Hey, Monk, are you still trading silver? Silver is a clean move too. It's gonna sell down. This is classic Wyckoff that played off through here. And the target is surely this order block or this Kim. What zone is this, Kim? What kind of zone is this? Supply zone?
Supply zone,
What's the demand zone, Kim?
It's the bottom. It's a bullish order block.
bullish order block.
Oh, okay. You know that stuff is a crock of shit, right?
Sean is stupid.
It works.
I was about to say something, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, say it. Yeah.
So this is the same sort of a setup as we had on gold. This little line or this little blip right here is a 78.6. I expect a pullback. Silver hand out bags too, I guess. How many? Is that right? Is that 10,000 pips to the zone?
I don't know how to count them chips.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it
actually said
says.
10,000 pips because everybody in here gonna be trading silver.
No,
I know they're gonna be pulling back like that.
think
Hey.
it's 1700. I think it's 1700.
Oh, is it?
Look, Monk heard that. Monk
Yeah.
heard that. She
Monk.
read it.
If it was 10,000 pips, everybody in here would be trading silver like a mug tomorrow.
You know, 1,700 is outrageous.
At $1 a pip.
No way you get all
Oh
that.
my goodness.
If it's 10,000, we can get 10,000.
I can see the room going crazy now. Will's
Mhm.
call flooded by
That will be a very Merry Christmas.
yeah, they'll take over Will's call with silver traders.
I can see Leandra and Elfie loading up them lots too.
Oh, 35 from the zero.
At least we're winning, Sean. At least we're winning.
We are
Oh my gosh.
Say again?
Y'all have
we're doing an intervention with Elfie.
so y'all have like I don't know.
We're doing
I think
an
3 or 4. Yeah, okay. Let's finish the call first. We got like 3 or 4 good setups, like solid setups that we should be able to eat off of. I think AJ is the trade I'm taking. I like both GJ and EJ as well. And I like UJ for easy money strategy. I like GU for easy money strategy. I like gold and silver setups. I'm not a gold and silver trader normally, but I believe that these moves will happen, especially on the buy. I'm not hell bent on taking the sell. I think that those other pair will suffice, but if you miss your percentage in those, like if you miss the trade setups or you screw your trade up, then maybe later on in the week, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, or whenever, you can catch these gold and silver buys, and that might put you over the top, percentage wise. You guys have any questions over anything we covered?
I'm putting 3 or 4 lots on silver.
Oh my gosh.
On sterling silver.
I think it's gonna buy up just a little bit though. Just a tad bit.
You say what?
I said I think it's gonna buy up before it drops just a tad bit.
Yeah, I just care about the buy later on in the week, honestly.
Yeah,
I think the other pairs will have most people busy the first part of the week. If y'all get stuck, you get
getting
lost.
on replacement.
Just want one easy money strategy to take me out and be done Sunday night. I'll stay up all night tomorrow just to make it so I'll be done for the week.
I think there are several. I think all those JPYs, any one of all those JPYs that moved all those pips last week, they're all going to retrace. So UJ, EJ, GJ, AJ, you take your pick and just trade it, man. Like trade it like you already know. Hop down on that 15-minute and trade it. You know, once you get your order block. The weekly setup, we got our setups on the weekly. Our entry is on the 4-hour trading, or on the 4-hour chart. All right. If that's all you're comfortable with, then take that entry. You're not going to make the same pip count, or you're not going to make the same percentage, but you're going to be successful. Then maybe you can find a trade later on in the week the same way, and you can get the rest of your percentage. You can get a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 on that 4-hour chart. You know, once you get in that trade, you can also drop down to the 15-minute time frame after you have an entry on that trade, and you get you a second entry, and that's how you can add to your winnings. We don't have to compare ourselves or what we make against one another, but what we need to do is ask ourselves, what is this other mofo doing that I could add, you know, and become successful? We've had multiple people who have been able to duplicate success doing the same thing that I'm doing, right? Several people have posted, hey man, I made this percentage. If you haven't figured out how to make your percent, reach out to one of those people who have been able to duplicate that success and do what they're doing. You know, even if it's not exactly what you would do exactly what they're doing. Even if it's a dumbed down version of what I do. You know, I don't know. I know all of us don't trade the same, and we don't see things the same. So maybe somebody else who's finding some success has a simplified way to do it, you know, other than the way I'm trying to tell you to do it. I only know how to tell you the way I see it, you know. So it's important that we all get what we need out of the community, because the only reason that I wanted to have a community is because, you know, I don't have any trader friends. And, you know, most of us don't have trader friends that we talk to in our daily lives. So this is the only environment that we can come to find people who are like-minded and doing the same things that we're doing. So utilize the community, because eventually, you know, this community might dry up like the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? And I hope it doesn't, but you just never know what's going to take place, right? So
Sure.
just take advantage of the people who are in the community, one, who are willing to share with you, and two, who have found ways to succeed, to make it happen.
Todd, I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, when we trade we don't trade the first hour, and then we wait maybe 3, 4 o'clock. When the candle comes down, what time frame is a good time to check on when you're waiting for that? Is it the hour, the 15-minute, the 4-hour?
Okay, so I personally like the hour, because I want to see what happened in that first hour, right?
Yes.
And after that, I'll fib that 1-hour candle to try to see where I can get an entry.
Right.
Well, the same way I fib this weekly and mark my zone and my 78.6, that's the same thing I do on that 1-hour candle.
Okay.
And hopefully it pulls back to an area that I'm satisfied with for an entry. So, you know, I think the important thing is to not worry about getting your ideal entry. I think the important thing is to be able to get into the trade for one, because all of us know how to drop down to the 15-minute at this point and get a second entry, right?
Right.
You go over US30.
Thank you.
All righty. Hey, Will goes over US 30.
What are you talking
It's going up.
Oh, my God.
It's gonna do the inverse of the dollar, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah, I still trade US30, Kenya.
It's gonna go up.
I didn't ask you, Sean. Sean, have you won anything on US30 yet?
I've been winning a lot here lately. I just don't brag about it like you young folks do. I don't have to tweet and post and do everything. Trust me, Shauna's winning on both levels, in trading and in life. Never forget that. Don't ever question that.
All righty then, Todd, you can come up your own recording.
Son, you feel like sharing the workaround that you
I
found?
mean, let me elaborate. Sean got a house in Vegas. He got 2 houses in New Mexico. All right.
Put it out there, Sean.
I thought you
Put
said
it
you
out
got-
there.
I don't want y'all to worry about Sean. You know, Sean can afford to lose some trades. All right.
I thought you said you weren't bragging about it.
Sean is all right. Trust me.
Sean say he good in these streets.
Period.
Say period. Yeah, you heard it.
We'll get you some acrylic nails, Sean, just so you can do the period.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to set the record straight, man.
You and Tom seem like you got attitude today. Somebody losing NFL or something.
No, I'm good. Trust me.
Wow, I don't see this thing going down very far.
I mean, we're in the month of December. That shit is going up. Jay Powden gave these people a sliver of hope. It's going up.
I agree. I think it'll push down to this area though.
Probably.
Not very far. But after that, you might be off to the races.
What's on the 15-minute?
A couple of 100 points.
Yeah.
This is the lowest order block here. There's an imbalance, I guess. Let me see. There's an imbalance down here. Oh.
Are you going to take this trade?
Who, me? Likely no. But this is what I think now that I pulled that I think trade is going to come back to this OTE.
How many points down is that from where it is now?
$327.
Yeah, that's very US 30-ish. Well within the range.
And then it might get out of Dodge. Then you'll be on Will's call tomorrow, Todd.
Oh, Will's call me a party. It's like going to the club back in the day.
I think that you can get all that move too.
Where have you got the take profit going to?
To the moon. I gave you the sun, the moon, the stars, the rain, and the mountain. These highs over here.
Is that order block?
If I was you, I would hold it. Yeah, I would just hold it all week. If you can get in at this move, you can hold it all week. I know y'all ain't no holders.
Not on USD. I'm not.
Well,
Depends what news.
if you get up, if you get up, you get up.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you're in that trade and it goes way up, you just hold it. I mean, you don't have nothing to lose. You're in a risk-free trade.
Yeah, the key is like IT, if it comes down on Tuesday, like ICT claims, and you're relatively confident you're getting in at the bottom of the range, then you can hold it with great confidence.
Yeah, you just hold it. I mean, it'd be like if you had fibbed this move and it came back and it picked you up right here, you could still be holding this trade.
Mm.
You know, obviously this probably would have been the most ideal entry from here to here. But, you know, we'll just see if we get that, we'll get the same move on a smaller scale. And if you can get in that trade, man, it'd be on and popping. You can just hold that trade. You might be able to hold it going into the next year.
Just about to say, how long for the week? Well, because obviously it's going to rally up.
Yeah, because the weekly last week it was a bullish order block and it tapped in. So this week it's just going to go up. Last week was a order block. It tapped in. Now it's pushing up.
Yeah, I got the sell and the buy for that. So even if they raise the interest rates, well, they are going to raise the interest
rates. They are going to raise interest rates.
Is it 50 basis points?
Well, if they do it
75 or 75, whichever one they decide, it's still. Do you think it's still going to go up?
So if they raise it less, like if they raise it 25, I heard 25 the other day. Let me see what they have listed on this sheet.
I think if they raise it 50 or less, it's exploding up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was going to do 50 or less because of how the job market was, and they was expecting the job market to. They wanted it to be worse.
What's that? They want
the job market to be worse.
Oh yeah, and it was good, wasn't it? It was like overly.
No, it was great.
Great.
Stupendous. Yeah.
It's great.
this is the economy that won't quit. But if he raises them things only 50 basis points or less, that motherfucker's exploding.
It's gonna be a party, baby. I like this type of party.
Well, that's not till not this week, next week.
What is it? Is it next week or the 20-something? The 20.
It's the 14th. 14th. So it's a week after.
This core PPI will also let you know. I think this is going to be no small. I think it'll be less. Like
less.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be bad. It wouldn't be.
Yeah, bad for currency. Yeah.
Yep. So another thing, I don't think he wants to shit on the market right before Christmas either. So that's another reason why I think, you're going to get numbers that work out and it's going to go higher. This is seasonally, it usually goes up anyway. So I'll be shocked if it goes the other way.
Well, let's just enjoy the ride while we can, I guess.
I'll be shocked.
Now, in January, we probably take the express elevator down. Uh,
When's the next raising interest rates? February, March.
Is it February or March?
From his speech or his comments the other day on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? I think he said it's February.
Yeah, I mean, the
Look,
only
right here,
other thing-
by January, we might be low in interest rate.
well, the only other thing I don't like is we're in the 34,000s now, right?
Todd, can you go back to the charts, please?
Are we in the 34,000s on the Dow?
Todd?
And
Yeah.
that's the only thing that gives me a little pause is I think we're already a little high. I mean,
Hello.
We're not as from the last high though.
well, if you look at the all-time high, what was it? All-time high was what, 35 and change, or was it 38? I mean, we're not that far from all-time
It's
high.
right here, 36.9.
Right. So, you know, I mean, I just think we're a little rich, you know, for upside, you know. But I do think we're going to go up for the most part the rest of this month. But, you know, we're so close to the all-time highs that, you know, I got to think. And
Yeah,
that's
but
why
what the hell is up?
Huh?
That's way down. Everything is way down. What's up?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can't explain the price action in that. I mean, the NASDAQ is probably further from its all-time. Hey, chill out. You know, NASDAQ is probably further from its all-time highs, but, you know, we're not talking about tech when we're talking about the Dow necessarily. So, and where's the S&P? It's what, 4,000?
It's not, I don't think it's as high as USA. Not moving as fast. No.
Well, it's not, but it's pretty close to its all-time highs, though, is where I'm going. And I think its all-time high is something like 41 and change, maybe a little higher, but it's
48.
within probably 300 points of its all-time high.
So I think for US 30 price is going to go up to around 30, 34, maybe 34.60, somewhere around there, and then like do a major drop.
Where are we at now?
34, 30, where are we?
Hey, y'all see the screen right here?
4.3. Oh, sorry, I was on Zoom.
I can't read the numbers, you know, I'm old.
This is S&P, but it's going down. It's going down hard.
Yeah, it's going to drop. But
Right.
for
So my larger point is I think we're going up, but I don't think we have a ton
we
of
don't have that far to go. Yeah, it'll be maybe a few weeks or so. Probably, like you said, maybe on the, what's today's date? The 3rd.
I caught this live, folks.
Yeah, for US 30, if you go to the daily, or was it the, wait a minute, what was I looking at? Go to the daily, let me see. And scrunch it. Yeah. Yeah, where Todd has his blue line, that order block where Todd has his green line.
Double taps.
No double top. Where you say double
Right here.
top?
Relative equal high.
That already took that high out.
Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got these high.
Put your glasses on. Put
We didn't take these out.
no, I'm talking about the one
This high?
No, she's talking about the one next to that high.
you were saying that those two over there.
Grab to the left, right
Yeah,
there.
we're saying those were equal highs.
These are relative equal highs.
What?
Relative means close. It doesn't mean exact, guys.
I know, but that's not even,
Didn't the wick already take out that liquidity?
The wick did that. They did wick that liquidity.
Right.
Why are
what
we arguing over the term relative equal highs, guys?
right, it's
The point is.
There's a bearish order block there, so price might respect it and then start to push down.
Right. Thank
Right.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Sequita.
I'm sorry, but is that not what I just said?
I know.
Yeah, I was just saying the same. You say where I had my.
Oh,
wish
we're
list,
carrying it
I didn't
numbers.
do equal highs.
Yeah, but I don't. What's the point saying that relatively equal highs if we're pointing out the order block?
Why do we have a group of Michael Huddleston Juniors?
Exactly. Y'all
that's
don't know
the question
crap.
I-
Hey, as a matter of fact, yeah, get off my Zoom. Kicked off.
Ah.
Hey,
You got attitude today. Who lost in NFL? Someone off your
hey,
background.
last night I went to sleep. I was watching something on Netflix. I think it was How to Be Woke. I was watching that on Netflix, and I woke up. And I was
Okay, we still recording though.
you don't want me to tell the people I'm woke?